A few more questions, Marcos. Man, this has been good. I appreciate you taking the time to be here with us on the
Of
podcast.
course.
Um, your mother is a graduate of the University of Michigan, and your father is a graduate of Tennessee State University. And you talked about being exposed to all the different types of nationalities, all to different types of school systems when it comes to collegiately and athletically. But what are your views on PWIs versus HBCUs? And I'm not trying to make this a racial question. You have a unique perspective because you grew up in a household that had a parent from each. One went to a PWI, went to a HBCU, and I'm sure your mother is just as proud of University of Michigan as your dad is of Tennessee State University. And I'm sure your mom would have loved for you to be a graduate of her alma mater, just like your dad would have as much pride of you being a graduate of his. So having that unique perspective, what is your view as a young person with parents on both sides of that fence? What's your perspective on HBCUs versus PWIs?
For sure. Well, first, I believe, higher education and every system that we subscribe to, they are institutions. So it's the networks that you're joining. It's the overall education is going to be very similar. The talent pool is going to be very similar, but the experience is going to be vastly different. So it is, what are you looking for? What are you looking to get out of said experience? Some of the greatest minds in the world didn't even go to college. So to put the dropout versus graduate label on somebody is very similar to putting a PWI versus HBCU label on the institution. Now, what are the pillars? What is the core of those institutions? That's what you have to check and make sure it aligns with yourself when stepping into those spaces. But when it overall, they're all institutions, and every institution that we subscribe to has different different cultures and different belief systems. So it's truly what aligns with your spirit and you as an individual. The education piece is going to be very similar, but what is your desire, and what is that community that you want to cultivate? Because ultimately that's the only difference between a PWI and an HBCU in terms of the institution sense. Of course, we can get into fiduciary concerns or social implications, etc., and those are vastly different. But at its core, institutions are institutions.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. At their core, they serve a purpose to educate and to mold young people into
Absolutely.
career driven individuals. Individuals who are prepared to make a positive impact on society and the future of themselves and their families. And
Right.
you expect to get that no matter where you decide to go to school, whether it's a PWI, whether it's an HBCU. PWI, for some of you who may not know, private white institution. HBCU, for some of you who may not know, is historically black college university. And the only reason why we point those out is because the experiences, like you said, the education is not going to be entirely different. The experiences, though, will be different, and it's just about what you're wanting to get out of it. Your choice in a PWI and
Exactly.
HBCU is what you're looking to go to school for. And so I only asked that question because you are of college age. You are working with programs that deal with college age students on a regular basis. And I imagine that there will be some college age students that will be watching this program, watching this episode. Some people that are my age might share it with people your age. And so your perspective and your take on those things are why I'm asking for their benefit.
Absolutely.